Welcome back to another episode of the Free Idea Podcast. Today's idea is Milwaukee tools that sell toothbrushes and shaving equipment. So lately I was walking around Home Depot because I'm a homeowner and I gotta buy home stuff now. And I noticed that these brands make a lot of cool things. There's the Ryobi, the Milwaukee, the DeWalt, and then a bunch of other clones. Makita. And they make everything. They make lights. They make um pliers and anything a mechanic can have and anything a carpenter or whatever. You get the idea. They even make leaf blowers and chainsaws and I can't think of anything that is out of the picture. Vacuum cleaners, maybe? I don't know. But I do know they make knives. I don't know why. I never thought about having a DeWalt knife. And I'm not talking about a box cutter. I'm talking about a proper looking knife. They make them in different sizes. And so I thought, let's expand the market and make it more marketable. Just like the way they capture, like Apple sells a bunch of products and tries to get into your life by being all over the place. I've noticed that Milwaukee is trying to do the same by just making everything into that brand. Knives, razor blades, pliers, chainsaws, floodlights. There's a tool for a lot of things on the Milwaukee side. So I thought, they make even backpacks, right? For your tools, but it essentially looks like a backpack. So I thought, well, imagine they start making other men stuff that goes towards that demographic. So, for example, if you have your Milwaukee things because people like to just stick to one brand, have a Milwaukee shaver, a Milwaukee hair cutter, nail clipper, Milwaukee deodorant. You ever wonder what Milwaukee smells like? Well, those out there in the job site know how Milwaukee smells like. They know how DeWalt people smell like, and they definitely know how Ryobi people smell like. All right, so deodorant for all of them. Lip balm. It's getting cold lately, and one thing men never use is lip balm. They're walking around with dry lips and scales just coming off every time they say a word and speak up. Let's start hitting some men hygiene over here. All right, we got our razor, we got that Milwaukee shaving cream. Maybe that's for the Ryobi users. Because Milwaukee are like, man, I don't use shaving cream. That's for sissies. So yeah, only Ryobi carries the cream for some reason. Have you noticed that? As I have some tools Milwaukee will not make. By the way, the same company makes all these tools. It's called Tectonic, and it's in China. So that's why all the tools have the same design, just different color. You are with the red team, the blue, the yellow, or the green team, or that's it. And then there's copies, which is just the same Chinese factory making it for another person and going with some random name. But all of them have copies. They have a Chinese copy, the yellow and the green and the red and etc. They're copies. Anyways, I've noticed the hell is this kind of light? Oh my god. I guess. Anyways, Milwaukee will have cool tools. Ryobi will have other tools that are a lot less powerful, but that the other brands don't touch because price tag or whatever. I don't know. It's probably not worth it. I don't know. All I know is that I was able to find a tool like a screwdriver that was electronic that turned into little gun screwdriver and a cylinder screwdriver. And DeWalt only sold the version with the stick looking thing. And Milwaukee, I don't even know. It wasn't in the store. I didn't look it up in Amazon if they even had it, but I didn't see it in the store. There were some tools like that. So going back to it, think, you people that work out there every day, we need caps. We need merch. We need the merch. Milwaukee caps, DeWalt caps, Ryobi caps, choose your team. Let's get into shirts and pants and boots. Steel toe, composite toe, Milwaukee toe, trademarked. The sky is the limit. Milwaukee, hit me up. I got some ideas for you. Start spending into the market. Why stop at the tools? Get some DeWalt tires, all yellow looking. Get some red LED Milwaukees under those tires. No, get some green Ryobi inside that cabin. Get what do you call it? The floor mats. Make the floor mats too. Why not? Get into the car business. Start making cool stuff for the car. Put a bottle opener in the car with your logo on it. Why? Is the most sus thing. People out there drinking and driving. All right. But it doesn't mean that they're doing alcohol. They could just pop in some high fructose syrup drink, some Coca-Cola and some electrolytes, fizzy electrolytes, bottle opener, keychains. Might as well just make the car right there and then make the Milwaukee car and the Ryobi car and make it like a bumper car. You can just hit it everywhere. It's tough built. Has that thick plastic color all over the place. So you can bump it around. It's make golf carts for the job site. Milwaukee golf cart. 4x4. Built tough. And then have the guys do bumper carts over there in the job site. And have the safety guy lose his mind over training meetings. Just watch the next training meetings after that. Sir, today, guys, we are here to remind you to stop using the Ryobi cars to bump each other. As it's a safety concern, I only recommend Milwaukee from now on. It's the only safe vehicle to bump. Yeah, you knew that one was coming. I don't know why there's rivalry. It's just a price tag thing anyways. And it's pretty defined. I would call it a monopoly at this point, a pretty well-defined monopoly, very well communicated with each other. I just see it. I've never investigated none of this, never heard anything. But just by looking, it looks like it's a tier system and it's done on purpose. Just like Apple has the random ass E version that is super useless, but they tried. I think, and then they have like the iPad, and then they have the iPad mini, they had the Pro, and they had the Pro Max, then they had the Air. They have all these random versions just to one up each other. So I think the tools are doing the same thing. Ryobi is the cheap brand, not in quality, but in price. Is the one that it's priced for the normal homeowner consumer that is just going to use it once a year or something like that. Next level, I think it's DeWalt, which is like in the mid-tier, but getting pretty close to the top tier, which is Milwaukee, which is the strongest and toughest, let's face it. And cool red, I like that red. And the lightning thing, the lightning bulb is pretty cool. That one is the high tier, but DeWalt is kind of like competing on it. It's kind of its little rival, but I would classify it more as a mid-tier. Well, Milwaukee takes top. And then there's the other ones. I think Makita sometimes gets on top of Milwaukee over there and sometimes gets in between DeWalt. So there's some competition up there. But there's no doubt that Ryobi took the uh, affordable class position, which was pretty smart. Because up there, the tough guys are fighting for a very small consumer, while Ryobi is over here fighting for the like more available consumer, the typical homeowner of America that it consists of a lot. So yeah, but I do feel like it's I don't know. It looks like it's talked about around the companies to position each other in a certain aspect, a certain level. You know, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a monopoly, but it's a pretty well communicated team. Hey, you make the cheap ones, I make the mid ones, you make the best ones, and boom, we keep the market in different tiers. And then I've heard that they also play around with the battery system, so that only one battery fits one brand, while the other battery fits the other brand. They're kind of like that. Like Milwaukee batteries want to work with DeWalt tools. I've heard that. And apparently, the one that is praised the most is Ryobi. The batteries fit all Ryobi tools because even when you get into the system, some batteries of the same brand won't work on all the tools. So, like if you buy a DeWalt hammer powered battery, it won't fit with the hammer 0.3 version, because whatever they decided. So you'll have to buy another battery that fits it, probably highest voltage. I'm not sure. I think maybe the voltage, even if it's the same. I have not explored this topic very well. I have not. Just looking at it through a normal consumer that went to Home Depot about 2 times and saw all these things. And I already made an idea and a conspiracy theory about monopolies. All right? And I watched a couple videos. But Ryobi did this pretty cool thing, amazing thing, that they put a little battery cell and they turn it into a USB-C charge cell. So you can charge it with your iPhone charger and like Samsung charger. And then that cell, you put it on your little drill. I'm talking about the little drill. I think it's a 9-volt drill. Screwdriver. It's a screwdriver electric. So I think that was a pretty cool, smart thing to do. Because what you don't understand is that most of these tools require a special charger that clips to the charger you're looking for. So if you have a 20 volt or a 12 volt, might require a different configuration of the charger, like a different type of clip to hook up. And sometimes this one charger has both of those features, so you can charge multiple. But they still gotta play around with the manufacturing and molding it to fit that style. So even it hurts them. But Ryobi was pretty clever when they made it charge with a USB-C. Now everybody has a USB-C, and everybody can charge that battery, and that's a 9-volt. Pretty cool. I wonder what's the limitation on that. Imagine if every single battery out there was charged with a USB-C, like the 12 volt and the 20 volt and the this volt and that volt. And sure, it would be, what do you call it? It would be more time consuming, probably. You probably need a bigger block. I mean, they can get into that business and then just selling bigger blocks that hook up to electricity so they can charge faster. But the USB-C would be the same. And so their new market would be to sell you multiple batteries. And it'll be the same size of battery. So all the 9 volts is one size, 12 volts, it's another size, 20 volts, it's a bigger size, but it's like the same type of battery. So no matter what tool you have, all over your Milwaukee's, they all use the 20 volts. They use this big old cylindrical thing that gets charged with a USB-C cable. Boom, you get rid of all those random chargers. Pretty cool. If you want to get even cooler, we standardize those batteries and we make it so that all the tools use that same battery charged with a USB-C. And the sky's the limit. No longer are you tethered to one brand. Now you are truly competing on which product is the best. Back to real capitalism, just how God intended. Competing for actual quality rather than creating a walled garden of batteries system. There you go. I solved your issue right there. But will greed allow it? I'm not sure about that. Why change something when it's been good already for you? It's working out for you. Why change it? But that's a pretty cool idea overall. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun doing this. I love making videos. Audio videos, whatever this thing's called. Podcasting. And thank you very much for listening. Have a wonderful day.